In 2024, Lydia Deetz is the host of Ghost House, a supernatural TV talk show. She's been estranged from her daughter, Astrid, ever since her ex-husband, Richard, Astrid's father, died during a trip to the Amazon. While filming an episode, Lydia has a disturbing hallucination of Beetlejuice, the demon who tried to marry her 36 years ago, sitting in the audience. Shortly after this, Lydia's stepmother, Delia, informs her that her father, Charles, has died in a horrific accident. Along with Delia and Astrid, Lydia travels to Winter River, Connecticut for the funeral. At the wake, her boyfriend and producer, Rory, pressures her to marry him on Halloween, and though hesitant, she agrees. Meanwhile, Astrid meets Jeremy Fraser, a local boy, who invites her to spend Halloween with him. In the afterlife, Beetlejuice now runs an office of bioexorcists with his anxious assistant, Bob, a shrunken head ghost. He's still fixated on Lydia. Meanwhile, Wolf Jackson, a former actor turned ghost detective, warns Beetlejuice that his ex-wife, Dolores, has escaped and is on a soul-draining killing spree, hunting for him. The two met during the Black Plague, when Dolores, a cult leader, poisoned Beetlejuice as part of an immortality ritual, leading him to kill her before dying himself. Astrid soon discovers she's inherited her mother's psychic powers and realizes Jeremy is a ghost. He convinces her to join him in the afterlife, promising to help him regain his life in exchange for her meeting her father's spirit. Lydia, learning from a realtor that Jeremy had murdered his parents and was killed by police 23 years earlier, reluctantly summons Beetlejuice. In exchange for a contract agreeing to marry him, Beetlejuice opens a portal between the worlds of the living and the dead to help save Astrid, disguising Bob as a decoy of himself. Wolf, discovering Beetlejuice has brought a living person into the afterlife, launches a manhunt and captures the disguised Bob. Meanwhile, Dolores encounters Bob at the police station and drains his soul, continuing her hunt for Beetlejuice. As Beetlejuice and Lydia search for Astrid, Jeremy guides her through the bureaucratic maze of the afterlife. He eventually confesses that he deceived Astrid, tricking her into exchanging her life for his. Astrid is taken to the Soul Train, bound for the great beyond, but her father, Richard, notices her and follows. Lydia manages to pull Astrid off the train just in time, and they escape through a portal to Titan, Saturn's moon. There, Richard rescues them from a sandworm. While Beetlejuice sends Jeremy to hell, Richard helps Lydia and Astrid find the way back to the living world. Meanwhile, at a mourning ceremony for Charles, Delia is bitten by two venomous asps, which she had been told were harmless. She dies, arriving in the afterlife, and summons Beetlejuice to help her find Charles. Beetlejuice agrees on the condition that Delia assists him in locating Lydia. Once Lydia and Astrid return to the living world, Astrid tearfully apologizes for not believing in her mother's experiences with ghosts. They arrive at the church just in time for Lydia's wedding to Rory. Beetlejuice interrupts the ceremony, appearing with Delia, and uses a truth serum on Rory, forcing him to admit that he never believed in Lydia's abilities and has only been using her for her money since they met. Beetlejuice then prepares to marry Lydia himself, but Dolores shows up seeking revenge. Wolf also arrives, but Beetlejuice freezes him and his team to avoid being arrested and continues the wedding. In the chaos, Astrid opens a portal to summon a sandworm from Titan, and Beetlejuice leads it to devour both Dolores and Rory. Astrid reveals that because Beetlejuice unlawfully brought Lydia into the afterlife, their marriage contract is nullified. Lydia recites Beetlejuice's name 3 times, banishing him back to the afterlife. Delia returns to the afterlife with Wolf, reuniting with Charles' spirit as he prepares to board the Soul Train to the great beyond. As life settles down, Lydia decides to end her Ghost House show to spend more time with Astrid. However, Lydia continues to have nightmares about Beetlejuice, knowing that his obsession with her will never truly end. While the film may be predictable, it still delivers plenty of laughs. Like many sequels, the plot is somewhat shallow, relying more on its characters, action, and humor to move the story forward rather than offering a complex or deep narrative. However, Beetlejuice, or Beetlejuice 2, excels in meeting audience expectations, consistently delivering satisfying moments that create a sense of fulfillment throughout. One of its biggest strengths is its self-awareness. It knows exactly what kind of film it is and plays to its strengths, allowing it to complement rather than compete with the original. As a result, Beetlejuice 2 adds to the story's universe, giving audiences the chance to enjoy familiar characters while introducing Astrid in a meaningful way. This sequel also brings a sense of love and family that was missing from the first film, contributing to the more mature tone of Beetlejuice 2. Visually, the movie stays true to the distinctive Beetlejuice style, from the artistic set designs to the bold color schemes and creative costumes, not to mention the use of surreal imagery and distorted shapes. Impressively, the production avoids over-reliance on CGI, instead leaning into the practical effects and Foley techniques from the original film. These old-school effects give the sequel a fresh feel, as they're rarely seen in modern filmmaking, and they perfectly suit the film's quirky, tactile world. This connection to the past not only enhances the film's aesthetic, but also helps it stand out in a time when CGI often dominates Hollywood productions. Thank you very much for watching the whole video. And if you have a movie or TV show that you want us to cover, just comment it down below. We'll make a video of it in the future. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out our playlist for more recaps.